Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Grotto Show. Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Hollow Grove, Grotto Show.
Can't sit down, I got ants in my pants. We're standing up, we're supped up, we're ready for the Hollow Grove Grotto Show.
Wow.
Feeling it.
A very high energy intro there, Bird.
Yes, thank you.
And
now, I'm Bird, you are Alabaster,
I'm Al, yep.
and we got a
Correct.
special guest today for episode 8.
Something like that, sure.
Episode
I think
8.
so.
We got a special guest. It's a big number. Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Cig Seganaro. You can call me Cig. It's an absolute honor to be on here with you guys. I've watched every single one of your podcasts.
Which is your favorite? Which one?
My favorite one.
What's the favorite thing we talked about? Like, what's your
favorite thing? The time that you guys talked about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And if Bigfoot really is lurking around, or if he was created by the government. That one opened my eyes a lot.
He's
a sleeper agent.
For hours on end, we were talking about Bigfoot, even after the podcast, for sure.
I wish I could have been part of that conversation, but I'm here today. And
hey, here today.
Thanks again, guys. It's awesome.
Welcome.
How do you feel? What are your opinions on Bigfoot now that you brought it up?
My opinions on Bigfoot. I believe in Bigfoot, but I don't think he's in all the woods. I don't think he's all over America.
Oh yeah, he's not. Right. He's not global.
No way.
Do you think there's more than one?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Okay. I think that he may. I mean, if there's Bigfoot, they might live a very long time. They could, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get up to 200 years old.
Big feet.
They're cunning.
They have big feet.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Yeti too. You get the Yetis. I'm sure all of us have watched like the Bigfoot shows.
Oh yeah. Every single viewer, they all met through a Bigfoot forum. They were all online members. That's where we advertise a lot of our podcasts. Is through the Bigfoot forums.
Right,
so shout out to all the Bigfoot fans.
Yeah, honestly, they're out there doing the work. Really,
we're not doing any of the work.
No.
r/Bigfoot.
Yeah.
r/Squatch.
Squatch. So yeah, Saganaro is our mutual friend. We grew up in the same schooling system, which more or less taught us nothing. But here we are, and
lifelong friends.
Yeah, been friends ever since I think 7th grade or so.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I showed up at 6th grade.
We're all in marching band together. We're a bunch of band geeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, band geeks. Me and Saganaro have like an interesting story, like how we first became like friends, because it was like a classic like textbook like movie way for like two people to become friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were. At the time it was like 6th or 7th grade, like you mentioned, and I had been there at the school all the way since like preschool, so I'd been there forever. For like 14 years of my life, I went to our high school.
Wow. So
whenever we had like new people come, it was like very, very interesting to find their like dynamic and whatever it was. Like at first, like Saganaro's like dynamic at first, like between us was definitely like butting heads. Yeah, there was something
absolutely. I think we were very similar people, and we had different friend groups. And I don't know, I've been there for like 1 year, and so I didn't even know you know what I mean? But for some reason, we did not like each other.
Right. Yeah. And then like me being a kid, like obviously the nice thing to do is like just, be very inclusive of whoever comes to like to the new school, which obviously I would try to do, but it just didn't work out. So like I remember it was one particular lunch, lunch in the cafeteria, and we just got into like some heated argument, and we just like destroyed. We basically started a food fight. We just like destroyed each other's food,
yelling profanities at each other,
yelling all sorts of hoots and hollers.
So yeah. And Mr. Man, the big guy, Mr. Man comes in, and he's just like, whoa, you two, he was just like, you're coming with me, right? And so we go to the front of the school, and he sits us on this bench, and he's just like, hey, you two are gonna sit here and work things out. Right. And so basically had to just sit there and just crack jokes.
Lunch detention. Yeah. Yeah, we had to break the ice and talk. We basically just made fun of the situation.
Made fun of it.
And in doing that, we realized that our personalities were more similar than previously thought. And then we were friends ever since then.
That's the classic we hated each other, now we're best friends story.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it's like really weird to think back on that, because like we've been like such good friends for so long. Like it's weird to think about like it started out that way.
Honestly, you're like my only friend that I started out with the beef. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like beef made friend.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, so here we are now, and obviously you're checking out me and Bird's podcast we got going on here. We're definitely glad to have
stirring up a lot of buzz.
Yeah, we got some stories to tell. We got some stories. Me and
Bird. Who are you talking about?
Sorry,
Talking
Alabaster. I'm sorry,
Me or
Alabaster.
Alabaster?
Yeah.
Alabaster.
I get it. It's a we got a wacky name.
No, I've known his. Yeah, it's an Alabaster.
Al. Yeah, you can go. Call me by Al. Yeah.
I like Al.
Yeah, we're a
Al's
little
easy.
closer than that.
But we've tried. We've made all and Bird too. We've traveled across the country together. I'm sure you guys have talked about that. I
Right.
know you guys have talked about
We've
that.
been to
I watched every
Chicago.
single one of these.
We've been to St. Louis. We went to Virginia Beach.
Virginia
Right.
Beach was an interesting time.
We talked about Virginia Beach last podcast, I think.
Oh yeah, we did. I told the story of how we smoked in the hotel room.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
that's so funny.
Oh, is that in Virginia?
God.
Yeah, it was. So viewers,
Okay, yeah,
if you
you
want to
tell the
hear
whole
the full
story.
story, you're gonna have to go listen to the last episode. We're not gonna tell it again. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
fair.
Juicy.
Very juicy.
But yeah, it
story.
was fun. That was a funny time.
And
Yeah.
Wait, did I tell the story how we smoked out back of the hotel? Oh, with the dog? That
And
was
the
fun.
dog.
Yeah, I told
Yeah.
that story too. I didn't know you were gonna be here this
Dog.
week. I could have waited one more week and we could have been here for the stories.
it's okay.
Yes, Saganaro
Oh,
was there for both of those stories.
I was. I really was. I've lived through it all.
Right. You have some Saganaro. You got some interesting stuff going on with what you got working on back home. I hear you have like a really nice garden going.
Yeah.
You got some
Organic
nature.
with one of our other mutual friends. Yeah.
Substance P. Shout out Sub P.
Absolutely.
Check out his new mixtape. He
Right.
just dropped it last week.
It's fire. It's fire. And so yeah, we've got an organic farm. We've got like mostly heirloom tomatoes, and we have a whole massive patch of tomatoes going. Pumpkin patch. We got 10 or 12 different kinds of winter squash we're gonna sell for the holiday season. Around like
Nice.
the October and the Oktoberfest season.
Right.
That's what everyone around here is all about. The Oktoberfest.
Everybody's about it.
Everybody's about the Oktoberfest. But yeah, we're starting to sell this week, and we have boatloads of zucchini and summer squash, patty pans. And we tried to do a strawberry patch, but it got just taken over by the most invasive weeds we've ever seen. You try to pull it out, you can't pull it out of the dirt. Okay, so you stand over it, and it's just like, it looks like a tiny pine tree, but it's not a pine tree. And you can't, so you rip it off from the stalk, and the bottom leaves just stretch out and make more. So it's actually better to try to rip it out. It gives it more of an advantage.
Okay, that's a pro gardening tip from Cig Seganaro.
Yeah, you got to rip those things out with force. You got to spend all day ripping those out. So yeah, strawberry patch is probably going to rest in peace for this year.
Anybody listening at home, please let us know if Cig Seganaro should start his own gardening YouTube channel. I think he should.
I still agree.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. Yeah,
I can get that going this year. This year's kind of our trial. Ooh,
don't spill that water.
This year's our trial.
I got cups on my desk. We're both standing, by the way.
Oh,
if you didn't get that from the intro, we're standing. You're never gonna make me sit, dude.
Dude, I just can't stop imagining you with the loincloth and like a spear, just like hunched over.
Why do you think I'm wearing a loincloth
like
with a spear?
like a caveman?
Don't light that.
Don't light that in
I
here.
can't light my spliff.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
There's no
All
splits
jokes,
in the
all
studio.
jokes.
It's all jokes.
It's actually a hit.
It's a disposable
It's a
vapor
gag.
device. He's trying to light on fire with a lighter.
It's like Future in the studio. I don't think he's actually. He might be.
I thought
Future in the studio. He's smoking big blunts probably. He's drinking lean and smoking blunts. Or that's what he wants us to think. I'm on the fence about like all entertainment entities. I don't think I watched a 6-hour conspiracy presentation on YouTube. I'm blanking on his name right now, but it was a 6-hour PowerPoint presentation.
You can get on the conspiracy web.
Nice.
But I'm very hesitant to believe anything that that comes out of Hollywood.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Absolutely.
It's just there to portray a narrative. Who knows?
Hollywood is. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you think, Al?
We've always been like pretty big into conspiracy theories as a friend group, and I definitely think like kind of more like the extraterrestrial route as well. Like with me and Saganaro, we've always like been during high school and stuff, always like sharing ideas about like aliens and ancient aliens.
A lot of similar ideas too.
All that sort of stuff. Right. Yeah.
A lot of good conversations.
Just crazy. Yeah, it's like all the stuff that like you think is like a little too crazy to like think it's real, but also there's just like, you know, that thread that goes between
And
them all that just makes you
it
think
really
that,
they all tie together, and especially in ancient.
it's just a little too coincidental.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And especially the stuff they don't want you to know about. You know, you're not allowed to fly
Right.
over the poles, right?
What is
Right,
that
yeah.
about, bro?
And
I don't trust that. Why aren't we allowed to fly over the North Pole or the South Pole?
There's like some sort of like alien technology under the ice
absolutely.
that affects with the magnetic fields and stuff.
I hear it's warm there.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
Yeah.
people say. I mean, I think that was another episode, but I've heard it in other places too, where the U.S. had an expedition to the South Pole or the North Pole.
I don't know.
I think it may have been in Antarctica, and they brought tanks there. They brought airplanes. They went on a full expedition. But why bring all of that if you're just going to go to ice?
Right.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Exactly.
What's going on?
What's going on?
And we'll never know. But that's why we got to thank.
So crazy.
We got to thank Giorgio Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giorgio
that's the guy from
Tuscaloosa.
the Ancient Aliens. Yeah, I know the guy with the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giorgio Blues.
Giorgio Tuscaloosa. Giorgio
that-
Brown
that's,
Recluse.
Dude, I got my it was Father's Day recently, as I'm sure both of you may or may not have known.
I do
Actually,
remember
I'm a
Father's Day
bad
coming up.
son. I'm a bad son.
No, we went out to a local lake that smells like duck poop. If you know what I'm talking
I know what you're
Right.
talking about.
You know which one I'm talking
I know
about. Got a punter.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Duck
Yeah.
poop lake.
So I had gotten, so interestingly, like my dad's birthday is basically the same week every year. It's like always the same week as Father's Day.
Okay.
So it's easy and also harder because I have the expectation, to get him something for Father's Day, but also his birthday, right? So I have to like put them together,
Absolutely.
which is nice. I don't have to worry about it twice a year,
Mhm.
but I have to get him like something that's just big enough to warrant combining both of them together.
You send it like through
So,
Amazon?
this year, I got him. Yeah, I definitely got him an Amazon gift card because that's the easiest for
Nice.
sure. And he like immediately spent it. He told me he was like very proud of like the two very dad things that he bought.
Right on.
And then I got him like a really nice robe because I knew he'd wanted one of those, a nice dad robe, something to really lounge
It's a
around.
really good
in.
idea. I might take that for my dad's birthday coming up.
Yeah, get him a robe.
Yeah, a robe. I don't know if he'd wear it, but
Like real silk.
he just.
Yeah.
My dad has a cigar lounge that he just goes and lays in. Why not have a robe to go with it?
I'm jealous of your dad's cigar lounge.
James Bond.
Yeah, literally.
And then I got him to tie it all together. I got him an Ancient Aliens book that he's always wanted.
Nice.
From one of like the founders of the show. Yeah, it's like one of the most like disgustingly conspiracy. Like it's so over the top.
Have you heard about
It's
the
very
book called Compendium of the Emerald Tablets?
I have not.
Billy Carson wrote it, and I have that book at home. I still need to read it. But he's big into the UFO, the ancient aliens aspect. He teaches classes, and he is an archaeologist too. He goes to Egypt probably like 10 times a year. Like he's in and out of there frequently.
Right. Yeah.
But that book kind of goes into it's about ancient Egypt and how they use the Emerald Tablet for power.
Okay, that's badass.
So I got to read that up.
Yeah.
But he might dig that too.
Kind of sounds like a young adult novel as well at the same time.
I'm not sure.
It's a young adult novel.
Next time I'm on, I'll read it and I'll let you guys know how it is.
I'm actually reading 2 Egyptian books right now, low key.
Oh, really?
I'm reading one called
Strange
The
Coincidence.
Kemetic Tree of Life
Okay.
and
Okay.
The Kemetic Diet. I'm reading
Nice.
both of those
Okay.
slowly. I'm like 40% through the diet book, 2% through the Kemetic Tree of Life. But they're cool. I don't know. I'm not that into it. I get it.
What have you learned about your diet from?
Diet's
Egyptian
very,
diet.
very important, and what you put into your body is like the most important thing.
Right.
But we've all known that forever. But
And everything from nature.
so the ancient Egyptians were like the second most healthy people of all time. There's one ahead of them. I don't really remember what they were, but they're like the second most healthy people of all time, and they believed that all disease came back from the diet and like how well you ate and stuff, and eating a pure like plant diet. They ate some like fish and meat and stuff, but mostly it was like meat was an occasional thing. Most of it was like a raw diet, and just keeping your body clean and doing regular fasting. They just didn't get a lot of diseases. They didn't get sick. Their immune systems were really strong.
Have you
and all
guys
that
heard
stuff.
of Dr. Sebi?
Dr. Sebi? That sounds familiar.
He was a holistic doctor. He
Okay.
was, I think, from Ghana, and he lived in America, in like New York, and he did the same thing with the holistic,
Yeah.
all natural diet, and he knew the herbs and plants and stuff, and
Yeah.
told people to take them. And he claimed to have cured herpes,
Really?
AIDS,
Really?
like leukemia.
Nice.
He
It's really good to know. I
he
can
had
get all these things
patients to back him up, and he was arrested for a false claim because they said you can't cure cancer, so you're lying and you're
Right.
taking money from these people. But
Wow.
and then I think there were like, I don't know, don't quote me, but it was around 80 people that
Right.
came to his court case and testified for him.
now. Oh, that's so
Gotcha.
wild.
And then he died in jail.
That's crazy.
Died in jail.
Yeah, he died in jail.
See, that's our legal system for you.
Right. He was old too. He lived a pretty long time. So that probably that's a testament to how good he was able to keep his body.
For real.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle was making a movie about him before he died. And I think Nick
That's
Cannon's
where I heard of
working
him.
on it now.
That's where I heard of him.
Right.
We'll see if that
Yeah.
comes out. But yeah.
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 I'm not too these days. I'm not too worried about my diet. I used to have a really bad diet in college because I for the longest time I was just eating off dining halls in college and stuff.
Dude, I love the dining hall though. It's
those are good. But then I've
buffet
also
every
just-
meal.
I'd also eat just a lot of just junk ramen and just get fast food from the nearby places on the big street next to campus and stuff like that, just because it was super easy. So I definitely have a really bad diet now, but bad diet then. But now I have a pretty solid one. I'm cooking pretty much everything and staying healthy and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome. I remember eating in college. I would eat pizza rolls and hot pockets and ramen pretty much every day.
Those are staples, yeah.
After a while, I stopped wanting to go to the dining hall. It was just too many people. After coming from such a small high school, it was overwhelming going into a room with 1,000 people in it trying to get food. It's not even that bad, but it did feel kind of weird.
Yeah, I get you for sure. Most of the time when I went to the dining hall, I just get the to-go option and take it back to my room.
Yeah, I did that a
sounds
lot.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, because it was too awkward just to I don't know, if I was hungry before or after my classes and just want to have dinner, but I didn't want to like you said, just be in a room with 100 people and just watching you eat dinner. It's just weird.
Nobody's really looking, but it still feels weird.
Yeah, it feels that way. Yeah, I went down there a lot with my roommates and stuff like that too, and definitely raised a lot of antics.
Oh yeah.
Not to raise any suspicion or to get myself indicted or something, but there definitely may or may not have been upwards of 20 various bowls that were received from the dining hall that happened to end up in our dorm.
That's funny.
So
I took a bunch of stuff too. I took little
Literally.
teacups.
Such a big stack of bowls in our room.
Brady.
And silverware too.
You still have it?
No, I think I don't know what they did with them, but I don't know. I mean, I wasn't the one that had them. It was one of my other roommates, and then they just kept stacking them on top of each other.
My friend in college he would take salt and pepper every time he would go to the dining hall, so he had a bunch of salt and peppers.
That's crazy. The one thing I did partake in is that we had a soft serve ice cream machine at ours in our building, in our dining hall building, but it went out of service, and then they ended up switching to the ice cream freezer, so they'd have ice cream sandwiches and choco tacos and stuff like that. And there was a message on it that said you're only supposed to take one, and obviously that was not heated, because by probably the first week into that message being between everything being moved into the freezer with all the sandwiches and stuff, we had our freezer full of choco tacos and ice cream sandwiches. We would harvest 5 of them each time. Each person would take 5 and then just take them back to the freezer in our dining.
I know you guys are. You pay enough money for the food plan.
Yeah,
that you deserve to take as many ice creams as you want to out of there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yo, I
No,
got
I
a good ice cream story since you brought up ice cream. So I went to the dining hall once, and they didn't have any cones or any bowls for the ice cream or the frozen yogurt.
Right.
So, but what was there was saran wrap. So I whip out a long piece of saran wrap and then put it under the ice cream and just get a bunch of it. I got a lot of it, and I carry it out of there.
In the saran wrap.
In the saran wrap. And I'm walking with it, and I walk up to this girl, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want some of this?" And she leans in. And then out of nowhere goes whap, whaps it right out of my hand and knocks the ice cream all over the ground. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, are you joking?
Wow.
I was like,
you
"Here."
offended. You triggered her.
Yeah, I triggered her pretty hard. She did not. She's like, "Get that out of my face."
She didn't like the saran wrap ice cream.
What are you trying to
Yeah,
do?
what
You got
the hell?
roofies in that
Yeah,
saran
I was
wrap
like,
ice
"Man,
cream?
have some ice cream." I didn't even get any. I didn't even have any before then. She was gonna get the first lick, and she knocked it out of my hands.
Wow,
That's a-
amazing. It's crazy, Bird. College was a crazy time. We talked about college a little bit, like on a couple of the first podcasts and stuff like that. So sorry we can't share too many crazy stories with you, Saganaro. But
It's all right. Hey, we could tell some crazy stories about Colorado, and we went to Colorado.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that was
You
that was
do-
a trip
I'm
to
gonna go to
go.
the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry I have to do this every episode. but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go to the
Oh,
That's all right.
all good. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, because Saganaro's here to fill in.
One of my favorite stories, and we could tell the whole story, but one of my favorites.
The whole spiel.
Oh, we could. Yeah, you go. Yeah, we could.
So there's like out in Colorado, my brother, he moved out there with his wife. So we went. So I took Saganaro with me out there because I was okay going by myself, but I was also going for a very long time. I was going for like, I don't know, 10 days, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or something. And I would have been fine, but I knew that they were going to be like working during the week, and I'd just be like stuck at home for most of the time. So I figured I'd take a friend with me.
And you
so
did.
Saganaro,
You did ask. Yeah. You asked the whole friend group. You were like, "Does anybody want to come to
Right.
Colorado?" And we're just
Right.
graduating high school, so it was like a free
Mhm.
summer to be just to
Right.
do whatever. So,
a lot of people were interested, but yeah, it came down to you for sure.
which was definitely exciting because we hadn't taken like a trip together. Because
I know a bunch of the friend group. They take a lot of trips out to the beach, which I'd never been really like a part of.
yeah.
It's kind of like by choice. I just didn't want to go out. But yeah, for this one, it was our first time to go on a trip together. So we went out to Colorado, and definitely had a lot of antics and a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
fun.
it was my first time on a plane, and it was so fun. Your dad drove us there, and it was like 4 a.m. We were in the car on our way, and your dad was flying down. And he was like, "This is the back way. I know this way." And we got there honestly in no time. He did know the best way to get there.
Yeah, he does know. Yeah, I've taken that way myself now that he taught me. It's very, very efficient.
So yeah, we got there, and I think we met
Right.
up with your brother's.
With my sister-in-law.
Yeah, your sister-in-law. We showed up, and super nice. One of the nicest ladies, honestly, I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, she's very happy. She's very quirky. She's a lovely woman.
So what was
I love her.
where was the first place that we went there? I think it was to their house up in the mountains, right? We arrived in Denver.
So yeah, they picked us up, or she picked us up in Denver, and then we took like it seemed like to me like a 3-hour drive or something stupid to their house up in the mountains.
Oh yeah.
And we just like snaked our way from like downtown Denver to
Just
like the outskirts of town, and then like to the base of the mountain, and then up the mountain. And it just seemed like it took forever. And then we got there,
just
and then
tucked away.
saw my brother, when he got off work, and then we just like
Great
we were
time.
So tired.
Yeah.
And then after that was like basically just like getting used to the environment. Like up in the mountains is definitely very, very beautiful. Like we were definitely like living some like life high up there because it was like super super
and they
good like atmosphere, and like all the pine trees like smelled super fresh.
And I think we got used to the elevation quickly because it was in a crazy
Yeah, she did warn us about elevation sickness for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She had all that. They had a whole shelf of alcohol. They were like, "Yeah, go ahead." We tried every single one that they had. We tried gin for the first time, which was outrageous. We had the scotch they brought back from Scotland.
We tried every liquor possible, basically. I don't remember if we told them or not, but if my brother ever listens to the podcast, if you want me to pay you back,
oh, absolutely, yeah, I will.
Hate me. But, they had so much. I'm sure they're
and delicious homebrew too.
Homebrew,
right? Their homebrew was great. They basically had like pretty much every like liquor possible, and then we just took like one shot of each one. And just tried it out. We had like a whole tasting board, and it was like I want to say it was pretty early in the morning when we did it.
Yes, we had about 3 days while your brother was in school, and your sister-in-law I think was at work. So we just had the whole day just to hang out. Out in the mountains.
And we started really early, like it was like 10 in the morning, and we took like I don't know, it was probably like 8 to 10 shots or something stupid like
That's
that.
Absolutely.
outrageous.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Too many shots.
Because they had, I mean, it was
And
gorgeous.
everything. I wanted to try it.
And I love their whole house because they had awesome teas. They had like loose leaf, honey. We had like cheese boards while we were there. He smoked
Yeah.
a brisket. His brother. We had a whole
Right.
brisket that we went to Costco. I think it
Right.
was.
Yeah, I went to Costco.
I
got the
wish
brisket.
we don't have
Yeah.
Costco around here. Do you have Costco in Texas?
Right. Yeah, we do.
Okay, yeah, that was the first Costco I'd ever been to.
We got Sam's Club mostly. We got Costco, but I've never been to one.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's just like a big warehouse full of like
Oh,
food and bulk stuff.
I'd assume it's similar to Sam's Club, right?
Probably. I've never been to Sam's Club, so we're
From
at
what
both
I've
ends of
heard-
the spectrum.
From what I've heard about Sam's Club, I think it's pretty
Sam's
similar.
Club's
but yeah.
sick.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
story, we were there for a few days, and then we
Right.
took it to the mountains. After about 4 days, we all drove up, and
We were already in the mountains, but then we
yeah, I'm sorry.
thought we were in the mountains, but we actually
Yes.
went to the real mountains.
the mountains. We went to the mountains out there. We went.
So
Breckenridge, was that on the way?
yeah, Breckenridge was on the way, and then we basically were around Steamboat Springs, I believe.
And that's the story I wanted to tell earlier. When we went to the hot springs. Now when we were in Breckenridge,
Right.
we were shopping, an awesome place, but the locals warned us. They say if you go to the hot springs, there's a naked man, and he's really creepy. He's an old man. There's a naked old man that hangs around. Okay,
Right.
and
Yeah, in my mind, like I didn't know what to expect by the hot springs. I thought that this was going to be kind of like a very like small, kind of like more privatized, maybe like, I don't know. I thought maybe like 10 people would be there max, and it'd be like very easy to spot like a naked old creepy man.
yes,
So I
me
don't-
too. I didn't think that
see
the hot.
big-
I assumed
Yeah.
we were just gonna like get down into like a small pool of hot springs.
Right, exactly. But yeah, later that like evening, we had got there, and it was like pitch black. We were there probably like 11
Wow.
p.m. or like
Yes.
midnight, close to
It
that.
was so
Under the
very late.
stars,
We'd camped all
Very
day.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd camped all day. We got there, so it was super relaxing, and it was we couldn't see pretty much anything.
No, it was so.
But by like traveling around, we knew that the place was really big. There were like 7 different like hot springs, like pools to get into.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
One was like super huge. A couple of them were smaller, and
yeah.
more, like,
It went from hottest to coldest, and they trickled down into these large like pools.
Right.
It was really cool.
Yeah. There were probably, I don't know, like 100 people there at least or something.
Wow.
But okay, within 5 minutes, you had the option to be naked. You're allowed to there, but we kept
There
our
were-
clothes on.
I'd get naked.
I'd say about half the people there were naked or so.
I'd
okay.
get naked for sure.
So within the first 5 minutes of us just in the water, I'm hanging out. Me, Scott, his brother, I think a couple other friends. I look over
Right.
to the left of me, and I see a 75-year-old man just dong out, staring out into everybody, and I'm like, "That's him. That's the one. That's the guy they warned us about, and I don't want to be near him." He's
Yeah, that was creepy. It was super fun though. Yeah, we definitely recommend that spot.
Mhm.
Oh,
I think there might be some other, like a Springs place around there, but that's probably the most famous one. It was very huge and
Wasn't
very
that far
pretty.
from Wyoming? It was either like Wyoming or Montana. It was right under. It was Wyoming.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then yeah, we went back up into the mountains after, and then we camped there. And what was cool about that is that when you're in the mountains that tall, you're literally seeing like 100% possible of the stars. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so pretty.
There was a German rave going on one night when we were there.
Yeah, we were trying to we were,
on
we were
another
definitely,
mountain
like,
peak.
yeah, we were turning in for the night, and then we were like trying to get some sleep, and it was like all like very peaceful. And like the minute we went to go sleep, it was like dum, 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 like for literally all night.
A
It was just
rave, and it was
a
so
big-
far away too.
a party. Yeah,
The coolest thing about those mountains too, I think, it was the stars and the amount of mountain ranges that you could see for hundreds of miles, literally
Right.
hundreds of miles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
One of the things I was talking about a couple days ago, and it was when we woke up either the first or second morning, kind of hungover, just tired because it was 8 a.m. Our tent was so hot, and I was like,
Mm.
"Why is this tent so hot?" And I opened the door, and there's a ring of like 15 like 30-year-old California hipsters around us with a huge roaring fire at like
Right.
9 a.m. and I was not ready for that
That
at
was very
all.
funny.
It was.
Oh my god, the drama that group had was so funny. It was definitely like a reality show or some shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you there were some cameras following us around and getting some like closed circuit television or something. Because it was so stupid, like the drama that was going on for no reason. There was like one couple that one lady was like so whiny and like such a like really awful like cry and crying. She was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Tiffany would do something like that."
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was like, why would she say that to me? And we were sitting in a beautiful, and me and Scott were just like high on life right
we were in
now.
a really beautiful cafe, like in Denver.
It was Steamboat when we were there. Remember, we were at the it was a deli shop we went to.
The deli shop,
They had like expensive pickles and things.
Right, we were going tubing on the river.
Yeah, that was the tubing too.
Oh god, the tubing story. For anybody who hasn't gone like tubing in Colorado, maybe the people who are like local there know.
You guys went tubing there? That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, if the water level is too low, do not go, because when we went, the water level is like just too low, and when you're in like a tube, your butt's like hanging slightly below the tube. You know, like floating on the water. And like the rapids actually get like pretty decently sized for that river. They kind of like suck you along, and then you start going really fast, and then all of a sudden you just fucking plow into a rock and break your
your pelvic bone, your tailbone. You go right into a massive granite boulder, and they come out of nowhere, and you don't see them.
Yeah,
and it's littered. Literally, the rivers are littered with massive rocks.
And then it gets to like a dry spell, and then your butt's just like scraping along the ground.
Both times we went tubing, we ate it.
It's a blast though. It was good.
It was. Do you remember the second time we went, and the tube I was sitting on had a mesh bottom, so it's kind of like a seat, and I hit a rock so hard that slammed on my back. It ripped a hole in the mesh.
Yeah,
that one I was.
Tube. Oh god.
Yeah, that one I was like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, then we finished up the trip with a very, very subpar experience in downtown Denver. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but anybody who lives in Denver, like downtown Denver sucks. It was like so weird. It was like not a downtown vibe I've ever felt.
Are you talking about the 16th Street Mall?
Yeah, I mean the mall was okay. It was like it was a decent outdoor mall, but there was.
I thought the mall was pretty cool. I mean, just for like a touristy spot,
the mall was good. But like just like roaming the streets, it just felt like I don't know. It just felt like there was there was not enough vibe going on. It just felt kind of like
I feel it. Since because we like comparing it to like Toronto or like St. Louis, and you guys went to Chicago.
Exactly.
I would not say it's the most lively city, but it's cool. It's got cool vibes.
That's kind of what I like. I don't want it to be super high intensity. You know, I kind of want it to be laid back. But I haven't been to a lot of cities. I need to check out some cities. I'm about to check out Asheville, and I'm so pumped for Asheville.
Nice.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit. We got to finish up this Colorado story. But so you don't really like Denver though. Huh, I gotta check it out.
Denver's cool. I mean, I enjoyed it as a vacation spot. I think it's cool to walk around. Mostly for the food. The best barbecue.
Barbecue is great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Dude, you're telling me about barbecue, but like, down here in Texas, I got it made for barbecue, dude.
Have you had some barbecue?
Yeah. We've had like barbecue probably like I mean we've never gone to a barbecue place because everybody's still trying to stand.
You just order.
We ordered delivery. Yeah,
man,
you so good.
Yeah, it's delivery barbecue.
You guys have Grubhub or DoorDash?
They got everything, bro.
Everything. So this might also be a controversial opinion, but my preferred delivery food service of choice is Uber Eats for sure.
Really?
Oh, Uber Eats is nice. I use that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where we come from, like small town and stuff like that. Like none of the delivery.
You city slickers. I don't know anything about these services. I've never used any of them
since quarantine, Corona time. I have used it so many times.
Being in college and like my roommates using it, like I definitely grew very accustomed to doing it. We ordered like food, like probably like I don't know, twice a week or something.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of like delivery over the course of a whole 2 semesters. So. We had a lot of food. Yeah, I grew to love like DoorDash at first, and then just the more I used it, the more I hated it.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I specifically can recommend and say about like Uber Eats versus DoorDash is that you can like tip after the food is delivered.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah,
you have to do it before.
Yeah,
right.
It's whack.
And I really don't like that at all, man. I've had people deliver somebody else's food before mine. They try to do it like that, and they do it once, and that's outrageous. My food was cold.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had the stupidest DoorDash drivers in my life when I was at the tower at my college. Like, I lived in like a dorm that was like 25 stories, a huge tower. It's like so easy to not miss. Like, how could you not see this tower like sitting in the middle of nowhere? And I still had people saying like, hey dude, I can't really find your dorm. Is it kind of small or something?" I'm like, no, it's like literally a huge like tower. It's like 25 stories. It's so bright. Like, can you find that? It's like on the GPS. And he's like, I parked at the stadium. Can you come over here and just pick it up?
Can you meet me at the stadium?
Yeah, it's so stupid. And the stadium's like a 10-minute walk, and I still had people tell me to come walk over there. So
I wanted to catch a skull sesh real quick.
it was so.
Go Buckeyes!
That's my hot take on go Buckeyes.
OH!
IO!
I hope. But yeah, that's my delivery opinion for food. But yeah, I've had a lot of barbecue for sure down here, and it's very delicious. There's like one that we're already ready to like reorder from. I want to get like some. I want to get the barbecue half chicken next time because that sounds delicious.
Yeah, I got to come down there so bad. Like, I really want to go down and visit.
Yeah, me too. Sometime within the next year, we'll have to plan something out.
Texas
Something's
is
gonna happen.
absolutely smashed with like coronavirus cases right now. So
Yeah, fuck that.
A little bit.
I was about to go to Knoxville, Tennessee. I had it planned for next week, and I canceled it mostly because we were going to go to the zoo. We were going to go to, they have a Eastern Tennessee History Museum. They have an art museum. And I was just kind of afraid that, within the next week, they might just shut it down. And if I drive 6 hours to get to, a city and everything shut down, that wouldn't be that fun.
Yeah,
it wouldn't.
Not really worth it.
Nope.
I get you. But yeah, other than that, like to give you like a update, like Saganaro, like down here in Austin, it's definitely very cool. I've been like in and out like of kind of like staying at home versus like being in quarantine and stuff. So I have had a chance to stay a lot at home and also a chance to get out and see stuff. Like,
okay, cool.
I live like north of the city, like pretty far. But I live in like a very trendy, very hipster kind of like neighborhood.
Oh, cool. Are you like in a suburb?
I don't even know what I would call this.
Or just north of the city?
Some people call this like the second downtown because it's like
nice.
like
That's badass.
Right. Yeah, it's very, very cool up here. But there's a huge like outdoor mall, and it's like even more outdoor than like our mall back in Columbus. Like,
Easton.
Yeah, has a lot of like outdoor aspects, but there's a lot of inside stuff too. Here, it's pretty much exclusively outdoor, and it has a really good like vibe and a really good like nightlife too. So it's very cool.
You have like you probably have farmers markets too, like
some of those for sure.
Some markets.
I think Austin has a lot of people for sure. It's definitely a much smaller city than kind of what you may imagine. It's basically like the size of Columbus, but in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to what's the other one? So you're in Austin,
right?
Houston.
So there's Houston too. What's the capital of Texas? Is it Houston?
Austin.
Dallas.
Austin is okay.
What?
Yeah, we're in the capital for sure.
Okay.
Right on.
Yeah, it's a dark horse for sure. You wouldn't expect it, but
you're from capital to capital.
Yeah. So yeah, you asked about Houston. I and my partner, we have been to Houston. We thought that was going to be where we were going to go.
Okay.
We've done a lot of research about Texas, and then Houston is kind of what we narrowed it down to, and we took a trip there. We were there for like a week.
Okay.
And it was super cool. We stayed in downtown, and we also like traveled around like the outskirts of downtown. There's like a really trendy neighborhood called Midtown that we loved.
Cool.
And then there's like a lot of stuff that's like a little bit like on the even like farther outskirts of town. There's like a huge mall, like the biggest mall I've ever been to was in Houston. It was like so huge. It was very cool. And then the downtown vibe itself was just like unparalleled. I don't know what it was. There was just something about the atmosphere at like downtown Houston that was just very cool.
So why didn't you go there?
Just basically based on job opportunities.
Okay.
Houston specifically is a oil and kind of like natural resources city. So it's kind of hard as like a new grad getting into that. I think it's easier as like someone who's transferring with a few years of experience going there.
Okay.
Whereas Austin is a huge tech city, and there's so many startups, so many like tech companies and stuff like that. They're much more willing to hire new grads and stuff like that. So ultimately, it just came down to an opportunity in Austin instead.
I feel that. How far is it to Houston? Like, if you wanted to head out there?
It's like 3 hours. Not too bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Considering how huge like Texas is, Houston's pretty close. So yeah, definitely very cool vibe down here for sure. It's very hot. I told Bird, there's like a really weird effect that has happened that it is like revolves around temperature. So when I was like back home in Ohio, I would always have like the air conditioner or the temperature set like to maybe like as low as like 68 or like 69 in my room, like degrees Fahrenheit, maybe even 70, but even 70 felt like a little warm to me, honestly, in my room. I don't know what other people like usually have their like AC set to like back home. What do you say?
Right now, mine's at like 71, and it's pretty good for down. I mean, I have a really small apartment at the moment, so it's like cool downstairs.
72 is like room temperature, and like anything cooler than that is pretty comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But here, for whatever reason, like that threshold has been increased to 80.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like being inside, we keep our AC at like 80 degrees. And it feels like what I would perceive as like 70 back home, because it's like
I can see that.
Yeah, because outside, like today it was 104 outside. So like being in somewhere that's like 80 is like feels like a AC heaven. It's so terrible.
I can see that because I've walked in my house when it's like 95 here and it'll be 71 inside, and I'll be like, I am cold.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely weird. So yeah, I think we're definitely not spending that much on like AC right now, because we just keep it at like that, and we only turn it down. Like the lowest we put it is 78, and that feels like cold sometimes. So
oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just something about relativity and like just like somewhere where it's much hotter.
Are you getting used to the heat? Like when you go outside, is it still like super hot?
I mean, it is still super hot. Today was stupid, like dumb hot. I stepped outside and I was like, not going out today.
You just take that fresh breath of like car heat.
It was very bad. But yeah, I mean, I am used to it. Like I've been, like I said, I walked around at like the outside mall like several times here, and it was walkable. Like it was definitely very hot, but it was like, I don't know, just gives you like a nice vibe. Like I've never like lived in a very warm climate before, so it just gives you like a whole new perspective. It's just kind of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, your wintertime is going to be nice. You're not going to have that winter blues.
Yeah, hopefully winter is like I don't know, probably around that like 72 or something. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Alone. Yeah, hopefully we'll see. No idea. People always say like the like this always happens. Like when I go to like a new place or something, people like the locals always say like, "Oh, this year you shouldn't trust this year. This year is like an odd year." So usually it's not like this. So I don't know what to expect. So
how are they saying it's not? How is it an odd year this year? Is it like weirdly warm or something like that?
Yeah, I think it got like warmer quicker than it usually does, something like that. So when we had got here like in like the end of April, and it was already like 100. So
it's been that long already. I didn't even know.
Right. So yeah,
time flies when you're having fun.
Right. Yeah,
we're on episode 8 already. I think
That's
8. So crazy.
Yeah, it's honestly
episode 8.
Very cool. Woo-hoo! Yeah. Wait, what you got, Saganaro?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
He's just bringing the hype to the table.
Oh yeah, I was just bringing the hype to the table because the episode 8.
Dude, that's the that was like episode 6 or something like that. It was the high energy podcast. We really got the energy.
Oh, we were so energetic on that one.
Because the one before that, we were very low energy. I think we were doing it like late at night.
Yeah,
and
I was super tired and
we were both tired. Yeah. But yeah, this is very, very cool. How do you feel about the podcast, Saganaro?
I love it. Yeah. I can do this all the time. This is nice catching up.
Right.
This has been like a introductory of like me. We haven't talked for a minute, not like this, just for like a full on conversation.
Scratching the surface. That's what I told when we first started the podcast. I told the people on here like the main reason was just so I could keep in touch with like the people from back home. So
yeah, it's nice.
This is like two things to that. Is like one, we don't really care too much about like what people like are gonna say or like want, because it's just like want out of the podcast, because we're just gonna be.
It's not for them. The podcast isn't for them.
It's about Yeah, just like having like
For us.
a record and like a log of like all the good times that that I'm having with my pals back home. So, and specifically Bird, because he was
Exactly.
the one that definitely was hopping on the idea, and
All right on.
yeah, so I think it'd be very cool, and I think that
Next-
like eventually, we're hoping that it will turn into something bigger, and then we can kind of pitch.
It's already pretty big, but it's gonna get way
pretty
bigger.
huge already. I can't believe
Yeah.
how big it is right now.
Yeah.
It kind of blows my mind.
Dude, I can't believe the hate mail hasn't stopped from that episode 5 when I said I don't wear a mask.
Yeah, because it was very
I wear a mask. Hey, now I wear a mask. They gave me a mask at the store,
Is
and
that
it's
a pile
legally
of,
mandated.
is that mail over there on the floor? Some of the hate mail right there.
Yes,
that is.
it's
That's kind of a
creeping into
gross-
my workspace.
Wow.
That's how much hate mail I have.
I didn't believe there was actually that much. That's crazy.
So just so all the haters know, I'm wearing a mask now. So please stop sending me letters.
Yeah, Bird's been very controversial on the podcast for being very like anti-vaccine and stuff like that. So
I didn't know. No. I think vaccine. I'm anti-corona vaccine because I don't really need it.
uh-huh.
And I don't know. Maybe that's still irresponsible of me because I still might transmit it to my grandparents. But maybe my grandparents should get the vaccine.
I see.
Quite frankly,
There you
if
go.
you don't want to get the disease, get the vaccine. I don't really want it because I don't know what's in it. I
believe
really
that.
don't know
think it
what's
should
in
be
it.
mandatory, but if you're at risk
Yeah, get it.
and you're worried about it, take the vaccine.
Exactly.
You're crazy, Bird. You're a crazy man.
See, you keep like you're trying to get some controversy out of me, and I'm smarter than that, man.
Yeah, because you know that hate inspires, it's some response, and we're gonna just keep getting bigger. I mean, like, I really enjoyed our 500,000 listener party that we had, but I'm shooting for 1 million.
That party was all right.
Yeah, do better. Yeah, we'll make the 1 million one a lot better, a lot bigger. We'll have more confetti, more champagne.
Yeah, we need more confetti, and I want Ween to play live. Ocean Man,
Ocean Man.
take me by the hand. Take
Take
me to the land. Yeah.
I still haven't listened back to the past podcast because you hadn't sent it over, but I'm interested to see
Yeah.
how my Shaggy impersonation came out.
It sounded awesome.
Shaggy
Sounded better than
impersonations.
Oh, give me yours, Cig Seganaro.
Geez, Scoob, like we gotta get out of here. It's a good one. I love how it's always the same line.
It's got to be that, like, what? Zoinky. What do they say?
Jinkies. That's Velma says Jinkies.
Oh yeah, Jink. I can't do a Velma. You
What?
can try to do a Velma.
I can't do it at all.
It's fun.
I don't. No, you can't.
Do a Velma? No way I'm
A
doing
Velma I
Velma.
can't
I'm a man.
What about a Freddy?
Freddy?
Let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah, Fred.
the most white, just standard jock.
Come on, guy. No, I can't.
That's close.
I could
I don't know what you're trying to impersonate. Do you even remember what he sounds like, or are you just trying to sound?
Yeah, I hear it in
Yeah,
my head. I
I
just can't.
just-
There's no way you
we
can
just
do
watched
that.
this new one recently.
Ooh.
I think it's on
Yep.
Netflix.
The new one, the 2010 Scooby Doo, is surprisingly
It's-
a banger.
really good.
It is really good, honestly.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Okay, listeners, if you're sleeping on the new Scooby Doo because you're like, oh, new Scooby Doo is not like the old Scooby Doo,
Right.
they take a new spin on this one, and it's pretty nice.
Right.
Pretty good. It's on Netflix. Check it out.
Check it out. Not sponsored by Scooby Doo, but we would.
We are sponsored by
Oh.
Scooby Doo.
Ruby Roo.
We are sponsored by Ruby Roo.
So
Rugaroo, since you said Rugaroo, and then we'll get on to the swamp people topic after this, but I'm gonna talk about Rugaroo real quick.
yeah,
Rugaroo is a ride at Cedar Point.
right.
It's called Rugaroo, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it's fun. It never has a line, and it's a surprisingly fun ride.
Sponsored by Rougarou at Cedar
Sponsored
Point.
by Rugaroo at Cedar Point. Now let's get on to swamp people.
Swamp people.
Swamp People.
Cig Seganaro, what do you have to say about swamp people?
Swamp People. It was a big part of my life back in 2013. I watched every episode of Swamp People, and
Swamp people saved me.
the thing about the Rougarou, it was like 80 years old, and they knew it was out there, and it was in like Louisiana, and it was a havoc on people.
And what is the Rugaroo?
The Rougarou is a legendary alligator. It was like 17, pushing 18 feet long.
Oh my god.
It was a monster. It was taking chunks out of people's swamp boats out there swamping in the swamps for like since the 30s. And so the guy on there, he killed it. No
Nice.
problem. And so that's my respect, and I pay respects to Swamp People because he got it.
Sounds
All
good.
it took was a camera crew. Yep.
God bless swamp
God's-
people. Our third sponsor.
Third sponsor,
Yeah,
Swamp
Swamp
People.
people.
Thank you, Swamp People.
Dude, I wonder what our first sponsorship's gonna be. It's probably gonna be.
It's gonna be after first, as in the first one of the next podcast, because we already have 3 on this one.
Yeah. The first
What's our 3 again? Can you list them back? We got Rougarou, we got
Scooby Doo.
Swamp People, and Scooby Doo. Yeah,
Yep.
those are our three sponsors.
We do one a day.
Yeah, next week we're gonna have One A Day Vitamins sponsor us.
Oh, dude.
I love one of the vitamins.
Do you?
No.
I feel like they're not quite as good as they seem. I feel like it's propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think multivitamins in general are
I
propaganda.
squeezed a calcium pill, and I'm pretty sure it's just ground up bones.
Do you guys prefer like the pills
Or
or
do you prefer like the gummies for vitamins?
Gummies. If I have the
Gummies.
choice,
Yeah,
gummies, absolutely.
gummies. My pill right now is way too big, and I already take like 8 pills a day.
the horse pill?
Yeah, they're all big, dude.
Dude,
These calcium pills are big. I don't take the calcium though. I don't need it that much.
when I was a kid,
I probably do though.
I wouldn't even like take like pills
That were like bigger than like your like fingertip or something. But then like once I got older, like I took some that are like, you know, like the huge horse pills, and they're like so weird to get down.
It's weird.
I take 3 at a time.
I have to take a huge gulp of water and just flush it.
Yeah.
Just get down the gullet. Right now.
Yeah, man, I couldn't swallow pills when I was a kid at all.
Right.
I mean, I
Yeah.
had some sort of weird phobia about it. I couldn't get them down. It grossed me out.
Yeah, it grossed me out.
Like gag.
It's just
I hate pills. They're gross.
texture.
I don't you can call that a texture thing, but it was just something about the like
Having to
swallow something you know that you're supposed to like chew it.
Chew. Yeah.
just
It's against our human nature.
Mm-hmm.
it's against our hunter-gatherer caveman nature. Just swallow instead of chewing.
Yeah.
Use a canine.
It's like a rock. It's like
Mhm.
a pebble. That's what, chickens do that all the time. They swallow basically pills, no problem.
Chickens are crazy, dude. I'm about to be handling chickens on the daily.
I want to get some chickens. I want to get some old school.
Good connection between
Like Saganaro and Bird, 'cause you're both going like the farming route now. You both become just straight up farmers.
Yeah. And, I'm a little more serious about it than him. He's not that
Okay,
serious.
that's outrageous. That's an outrageous statement. I didn't want to be a farmer.
I think he's been farming for years. I've never even stepped in a garden, and I'm jumping on a farm.
All right. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it'd be super cool and very fun. It'd be
I'm excited. I leave tomorrow.
It's like hard work, but I think you got it in you, Bird.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Sun up to sun
I don't
down, husking corn.
Yeah, you think that, but it's only like 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
For 20 hours a week.
Right. Yeah.
It's a sweet deal.
Yeah.
Anybody listening, I swear, do the program. If you got nothing to do the program. Why not?
Woof.
It's cheap.
Our
Woof,
fifth
woof.
sponsor. Woof.
Yeah, our 5th sponsor, Woof, Worldwide Opportunities for Organic Farmers. I botched it on several episodes, but that's the correct one, I'm pretty sure.
And I want to do it too because I've talked to you about it
Mhm.
before, and I'm going to soon. As soon as the
Yeah.
lease is over in
Yeah,
January.
we're thinking Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii. Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Hawaii.
Dude,
Hawaii.
don't go during like a hurricane season though.
No, we're gonna go during pineapple season.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Yeah, we're gonna. That's the goal: is to grow pineapples on like one of the 5th smaller islands where it's just very laid back.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
Yeah. I want to go to the to like Thailand, something like that.
Ooh,
Bali.
Thailand.
Oh yeah, I would love
That'd
to
be
go to
fun.
Thailand.
Yeah,
man.
that'd be super fun.
Yeah. Can't wait.
And it's like north of Thailand, but you know that one country where there's just tons of pyramids scattered all over, or they're not pyramids but temples.
Talking about Laos,
Not Laos. It's not Egypt.
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Oh yes.
I think
I don't know. I'm guessing.
it's something like that. I don't know. It might be Cambodia. I can't remember. I think it was one of those ones that like the name has changed in the past since like the 70s.
Okay.
Maybe Cambodia.
Myanmar?
Myanmar.
Oh,
That's the one. I wanna-
Myanmar. Yeah,
Burma.
that's
formerly.
yeah. I've never ever heard of that country in my life.
Have you?
Dude, it used to be like off limits to the whole world. I watched a Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown episode where he went there.
Really?
Oh yeah,
And he went there without. They're not allowed going there, and he went
You're
there.
allowed to now, but there was what did it? It used to be a meme where it was like
What?
the Burma Wikipedia page.
I don't remember that. The Burma Wikipedia page.
Yeah, you know what?
That
I'll bring
was
it
a
next
meme.
time. Next
The
time.
Burma meme. Yeah, bring it
The
next time.
Burma meme. Yeah.
Write that down.
All right.
Write it down. Okay, I'm writing it down. Burma
Right.
meme.
All right, write that down, and then let's end this.
Yeah, it's good. Let's get out of here, dude. It's been
I
going on
hate doing this podcast, and I don't want to do it anymore. End it,
too. God,
please,
It's disgusting.
please,
Thank you.
please. Let me out.